Hey guys, Black Six back here with another 2014 Hero Factory review. Today we have the Furno Jet Machine, set number 44018. Again, this is the European version, so there's no part count on it, so I can't tell you what that is. Overall, the packaging is pretty similar to the Evo Walker as far as the design. This is one of the larger sets, so it's a bit bigger. You can see the age range here is 7 to 14 as opposed to 6 to 12 on the Walker. Again, invasion from below, and some really cool art again on the top with Furno. Looks like a claw is reaching out as he's trying to blast some of the other invaders. You got Furno and his jet machine on the front. I've kind of seen Furno in a jet role previously, so this kind of, I guess, continues that trend. The same cockpit that we saw on Evo with a clear or possibly trans black canopy. Some turbine looking things with fire coming out of them, I guess some searchlights. This piece we've seen before, little fire extinguisher, nice touch, and on the bottom it shows that this comes with, I guess, Furno and one of the invaders from below versus Evo, who did come with 3. And flip to the back. Got a one-to-one image of Furno. This comes with one of the blasters that we saw in some of the space lines a couple years ago. Apparently he comes with a containment canister for the invaders, so we'll see how that works. And again, a little thing showing that they jump. And we have a picture of the mech showing that, I guess, the shoulders spread so he can kind of get in and out. Let's see. Similar to Evo, there is artwork on the bottom, probably not easy to see here, but again, really nice touch, and it's actually some pretty cool looking artwork, so it's kind of a shame that they put it on the bottom of the canister and hid it down there. So crack this guy open. Again, like with Evo, these sets will be available in March in the United States and in January in the rest of the world. Got here. Alright, so we've got a sticker sheet that has been suitably mangled. More stickers than we had with Evo. The three clear ones at the bottom are similar, but these ones are new. I'm assuming they probably go on the containment mechanism that he has. We've got the instruction booklet, and we've got 2 pretty good sized bags and a torso, which we did not have on Evo. So let's open the larger bag first and see what kind of pieces we have in here. Alright, so feet, nothing new there. These pieces we've seen before, even in Hero Factory sets, even though they're from a system one. Again, not a new piece. I don't even think this is a new coloring for this piece, which is kind of a shame. These pieces, not new, just some nice armor though. We have the canopy in the same orange color as we had on Evo, but it does, or cockpit I guess, and the canopy is in, I guess, trans black, so a different color there, which is kind of cool. Got these pieces. I think we've seen them in this color combination before. I know the mold isn't new, but possibly new coloring. I don't think so though. It's yellow and trans red, so they do kind of blend to make a nice orange color in the middle, which is nice. We've got the Invaders, which we saw on Evo as well. Only one in this set, and it does come in lime green, similar colors from the Evo ones. 5 armors, some limb pieces, one nice dog bone ball joint connectors. One of these guys, these are always cool. You know, two Technic pins pop on, gives you 3 more ball joints to work with. Another one of these. Alright, so I think this is another new mold for this line. Looks like they are identical, so it's not 2 separate molds for the 2 different halves. Looks like they do combine together, so I guess when you put some Technic beam in here, you know, you'll get it to be able to open and close. Quite a few connection points, so it's got 3 Technic holes on the top, and then it's got 2 holes here and 2 on the other side. And it's got a little tab here that, you know, kind of fits in to the other piece and kind of gives it a good seal there. Alright, so that's the first bag. Let's look at bag number 2. Here, of course, on escape. Alright, so we've got printed silver 5 armor piece. Pretty cool looking design. I'm not a huge fan of the printed pieces because it does make them harder to reuse, but it is a cool design, so I'll let it slide here. Nothing new there. Some hand joints, some dark gray 4, dark silver 4 armor, some 2x2 light gray cylinders with the ridges around the edge. Saw those on the front. We've got again the black piece for the head of the Invaders that we saw in Evo. Some normal pieces. We have the Space Blaster. We have Furno's helmet. Alright, so let's take a good look at that. So definitely Furno, through and through. You know, definitely stands out, definitely recognizable as being Furno if you had any of the other previous Hero Factory sets. We have a, I'm not sure what color this is, but it's like a lightish blue minifig head with no printing on it. So this is probably going to be the only spot you can get this guy, so this is going to make it pretty rare for that alone. Got some little spout pieces in red. An actual Technic beam piece, one of the T pieces, always handy. Let's see, we've got the black skeleton body like we did with Evo, which forms the torso. We have the armor for Furno as well. And we have the legs in red, and we have the arms in red. We have some of these 2x2 trans clear plates that are rounded on the bottom. We saw those on the front box art as, I guess, the spotlights or whatever for Furno. Nothing else seems to be jumping out at me. Collection of some axles, some pins. We have the printed 1x1 round tile with the Hero Factory core on there. So again, like I said in Evo, that's a pretty cool piece, and I'm a fan of that. We get 2 of those like we did on Evo. Alright, I think that's everything, so let's get building. And so here we have Furno's Jet Machine in all its glory. Actually was a pretty interesting build. We'll get to that in a sec. I did not apply the stickers to this guy like I did not with Evo, just because I think it'll make it easier to mock with them. The stickers do go on the canopy. There's some that go here, and then on the containment unit on the back. So before we look at this guy, though, we'll take a look at the figures. So we have this little Invader from below, very similar, or exactly the same to one of the ones we have on Evo. 3 pieces, a rubbery bottom piece, a black top piece, and a tan half pin. And like those, it should be able to jump. So you got to push down pretty hard, and then it'll pop up there. Pretty decent. I mean, as far as functionality goes, it's a nice little piece. We'll see if anyone can find a use for them in mocking. And we also have the Furno fig. It's taller than a normal minifigure, but still pretty much on scale. It might actually be to scale if you want to think of how tall a hero would be compared to a human. It's got the nice printed tile on the front. The helmet that definitely looks like Furno. Pop that off, and like we saw before, had the like periwinkle minifig head with no printing. Definitely captures the look of the heroes from the construction sets we've had, but in a much simpler version with limited posability. It's got the hip and shoulder and limited head, but that's not too bad. I think it still gets the job done, and it looks pretty cool too. I'd love to have a full set of these lining up on my desk somewhere. All right, so let's get Furno in his jet machine. So let's talk about that name for a sec. Why is it a jet machine? I mean, it has these 2 turbines on it, but it doesn't even have wings. So I would assume that if it was a jet, it would fly. The X-Force handles do turn up, and they, in theory, can be held by Furno here. There we go. And again. Alright. So this is actually a pretty interesting build. Not super basic. If we take off the back here, you can see that there's actually quite a bit going on here with different connections going up, and that the arms are actually connected to pieces coming off of the shoulder and then down and then onto the arms, and we have these dog bone pieces kind of adding some support. But most of that is well hidden by this containment unit. So overall, the back actually looks pretty nice. The containment unit hides the ugliness and bareness that we have on a lot of other sets. And from the front, we got this armor. Oh, I just realized I had that piece on backwards. Oops. We have, some nice armor going on here. Did I mess something else up on these? It's the wonder of Lego kids. You can make and remake it as much as you want. Something doesn't seem quite right there, but we'll let that slide. Pretty nice color scheme. You've got normal red with some of the dark silver. The orange here for the cockpit works out pretty well, unlike on Evo, because the orange and red definitely goes together, and it's been one of Furno's colors in the past. As far as functionality, there's no Zamor launcher or shooter like we had on Evo, but we do have the, I guess, these flamethrower things. The instructions do note that you can flip them around, kind of like that, so I guess it can be used as a jetpack, so that's kind of cool. We have the little searchlights, and these are kind of posable here. There's a limited amount of posability on them. But the connections with these pieces on the side leaves it pretty solid, and it's not going to move around too much. The arms are actually, I noticed, kind of short, so they have just one little piece and then a normal kind of hand joint. But I think for the size of the set, it actually doesn't look too bad, and it still has a good range of motion. And I think works pretty well. Legs pretty basic. He's got 2 little Exoforce clips for, I guess, his fire extinguisher and his blaster here, and about the normal amounts of posability. We've got ankles, knees, hips. It's got this cod piece thing here that moves around a little bit. Not sure why you need that. Shoulder and wrist, and then, like as we showed before, these things can move and those can split. Take a look back on the back. We have this containment unit. There are supposed to be stickers on here. I didn't apply them there either. Uses 2 of the pin with the bushing on it to hinge these together so it snaps closed. You can hear that. And you can put, hopefully, this little invader guy in here and keep him contained until you can do whatever it is that the heroes are going to do with these guys. So I do really like the look of the set. I guess one of the other features it mentions is that these can kind of fold back, and Furno can eject in his little pilot seat. So that's kind of another feature. When you do that, though, it does show that the head joint is unused, which is kind of a little unsightly, but when it's together, that's pretty much hidden, so you're not going to be taking a look at that. Let's see, what else? Overall, I kind of like the set. Like it definitely much better than the Evo Walker. Much more cohesive color scheme. Looks much more finished. With the back being filled with the containment unit. Got the nice flamethrowers and the swords going on. The armor over here definitely kind of bulks it up and makes it look more like a mech than a constraction figure without a head, and I think that's a pretty good design choice on the part of the designers. I think the only things I might suggest for improvements would be slightly longer arms with additional posability on there. But I think for one of the I guess medium-sized sets, this is definitely more pieces than Evo was. I think it'll do the job pretty well, and I would definitely recommend picking this up. Both for the variety of pieces, definitely got some good red and dark silver armor, as well as just to for the playability and design element. I know I'll be keeping this guy together for at least a little while, sitting on my desk, you know, watching over things and playing with them now and then, because there's definitely a lot of playability options here too. And overall, he definitely looks really cool, and I'm pleased with this, and with so far the 2014 wave as a whole. You know, these are only two sets, this and Evo, that I've taken a look at personally, but I think I really like what the designers were going for here, and I think they succeeded pretty well. So thank you all for watching, and stay tuned for more 2014 set reviews here on BZPower.